vital for taking a skill initiative further. Because we can all talk about the principles behind skilling, but we need to have institutions that guide, that build the pedagogy, that train the teachers, the assessments, everything, the entire pipeline that goes into. Which is where actually I would come into the question that you have asked me. While I truly support the book's approach for a very holistic idea of skilling, we talked about the alphabets very early on in this conversation. E shape, the A shapes, M shapes. You can have all the shapes in the ball, but it's how we bring the learner at the center of the exercise that I found very, very affirming in Dr. Koshy's book. Again and again, be it the cluster-centric model, be it what the work with ITDC, or even how NID went out with its different centers and with NIFT, and all of these aspects is fascinating because it takes very disciplined, heavy pedagogy and takes it to learner-centric pedagogy. Like, we will travel to you. And as a teacher, as an educator, that's probably one of the greatest tasks that we do. Another really wonderful thing that Dr. Koshy brings out is how he might modernize the Guru-Shishya Parampara. Now, the way we talk about it usually is mentorship, externship, send people here, take them to this industry, take them here and there. But the actual aspect is the relationships that come with the apprenticeship model. Again, he brings it out. It's such a brief book, but the very fact that you touch on this topic, how those relationships cannot be digitized away, that even how we recognize our master craftsmen people is also a reason, and how we recognize and validate them is also how we would actually celebrate the next generation of craftspeople coming in. I will even argue that we as educators and policymakers need to stop commoditizing skills and the people who are going into acquiring them. Because when you do, you turn people into tools. You turn people into movable objects. And which is why, again, I congratulate Dr. Koshy in this, in not delinking the person and the individuality from the overall cause of skilling. He talks about how soft skills and on-the-job soft skill training has led to increasing amounts of productivity. I'd be very happy to share this, but there is a study by the National Bureau of Economic Research that independently did an intervention in West Bengal's government workers. They were all female workers, and they only did about 18 hours of on-the-job soft skills training. Productivity increased by 80%. Women were actually far more empowered and were able to speak out and organize better. And the firm's ROI went up to 258%. This study, done completely independently of all the recommendations that Dr. Koshy did, just goes to prove how simple interventions in which people are recognizing people and uplifted and dignified at work make such a huge difference to the skilling initiative. I do not believe that it is a simple imparting of a task, a function, and a final, and then getting them to a job. I think in our discussions about skilling, we tend to simplify it with these quick outcomes without discussing why and where we want to go with it and how we want to bring our people along. The last part of this, and which is when I'll get to the bebop part, is that we again redefine what value from education, especially in education. Once upon a time, men get a degree. If anything that COVID has taught us, if anything has established, and as the education specialist at ATDC, I can affirm that the East India portal also saw 5,000% increase in the number or in a sector. So that what Dr. Koshy brings about this T-shaped model, we can not only recognize breadth, but facilitate it across multiple learning journeys. So BWalk is, I really, really believe, just a first step. Because by giving them BWalk, we're trying to bridge the gap between the old and the new. We're trying to say, yes, it's important to have skill, but here's a bachelor's degree because I know how much everybody loves it. And it'll help you get married. I mean, that's a big thing everywhere. So I think that is the first step. But I think what Dr. Koshy talks about is like going to sectors, recognizing where convergence happens, these transversal skills, investing in that and making sure you're investing in the learner as you go along is actually the way forward for definitely bringing mainstream education and vocational education together. Of course, technology will give it scale, but I will never, I'm an educator. Again, I will bring that down as the bias of an educator. I truly believe an educator's role is always customizing for your student, investing right back in them, finding them individuals who will help them and provide the right scaffolds for success. And I truly believe there are situations